just to take him at his word, just to rest upon his promise, just to know thus saith the Lord.
We have received numerous inquiries into the video that you are about to see, so it is my distinct pleasure and privilege to welcome you to this presentation on the sounds of English phonograms. So, will you please welcome Mrs. Madsen?
This is such a fun study, learning how to speak forth, push out the sounds that are, we learn them as a child, and when we get older, we're putting them together into words and we don't even know that we learn these sounds. But in order to be literate, we have to back up our team, our neurological team, to specifically identify each sound and how to write it. That way we make the connection between speech and print. And that causes us to become, have a facility with good speech, incorrect speech. There is such a need for that. You know, for instance, we say mother. It's not mother, it's mother. It's wonderful to learn to speak English. And I've been practicing that, learning to speak English, since I was 46. Now I'm 67. So I've had a few years at it. I still fall flat on my face at times because I didn't learn this as a child and in instruction. So hopefully you can teach this to your precious children and yourselves and learn to speak English better than I have. So let's go for it. First of all, what is a phonogram? Phono means sound. Gram means symbol. In English, we have approximately 88 of these sound symbol entities. We must teach each one in isolation from the other. We must teach it in its purity. Otherwise, we won't be educating our neurological team to do better than we would do in our untaught condition. So we're looking for the purity of sound and any feature of a sound, any feature that would help us speak English, therefore read it. The script will guide you to learn each English sound and all reasonable ways it is represented in English words. Reasonable. This is not about memorization through vision, not at all. Vision has to participate as a member of the team, but the speaking, hearing, doing, seeing four-member team that works like this, all touching and working together, is presented these reasonable ways. So we have knowledge attached to these ways of speaking a sound and ways of writing a sound. The first phonogram we teach is called a-ah. Now, I purposefully just said it that way so you would know that I only used half of my team in that exercise. I spoke it and I heard it. So how am I going to get my doing and seeing members involved in the learning of sounds? Vision can't see a sound. How am I going to do that? I have to add something. We call it kinesthetic anchoring. So when I say a-ah, but teach my whole team that information, I do this. And I look at what I'm doing. I don't look at you, the teacher, or someone else. I look right here. And this becomes my platform. So I hold my non-writing hand with its palm towards my face. If I were left-handed, I would hold this hand with my palm towards my face. Then in the reading direction, which is from this way to this way, for me, I would say a, ah. If I were left-handed, I would go a, ah. That's how I would teach it. So I've introduced doing and seeing to this sound sequence. See how I did that? Now another thing I have done is when I said ah, I touched and held. I've taught my team that sound is fermata. That means it has duration. A, that has duration. Ah has duration. They're all, it's fermata. And also I have taught my kinesthetic of speaking to produce a voiced sound. There's an actual vocal cord requirement here to introduce these three sounds. So it's a voiced, A is voiced and fermata. Two features. A is the same. Ah is the same. As to the sequence of sounds, by the kinesthetic anchoring we have said ah, a, ah. We have taught the whole team, the 4 members, the wholeness of it, that that's the order of these sounds in the phonogram's name. Isn't that wonderful? All that extra verbalization, if we were to say the words, or even guide our students to say them, it's superfluous, it's unnecessary to do that sort of thing when we teach neurologically like this, because we actually teach that information through what we say and do. Isn't that fun? That's so important in this way of teaching. It cuts down your teaching time. You don't have to talk so much. So our first phonogram, again, is a, ah. And you do notice that I am watching what I am doing. I am telling my eyes to, I'm directing them here so that they are watching my doing. So I am speaking, hearing, doing, and seeing in a connected way. That's called full spectrum neurological instruction about sounds. A phonogram's name is its sounds. So say what I say and do what I do. A phonogram's name is the sounds it represents. So a phonogram name, that means that's what this filming is about, is to teach the sounds of all the English phonograms. Now in the script, once we know a phonogram's name, we've been introduced to it. For instance, I'm Anna Sharon Madsen, pleased to meet you. And I've said, I'd like you to meet, you're telling your team this. You're saying, I'd like you to meet a, ah. Once we have met and learned the phonogram name, we can use that name and then also learn to put penmanship with it. And the script will guide you to say the phonogram's name, and then through a describing and drawing activity, you will verbally talk that shape onto your paper. So you'll say, a, ah looks like this. And then you tell your pencil where to start, where to go, where to end, and when you are done, you'll have beautiful penmanship. The shape is perfect, the sounds are right, they're connected, the sound with the symbol. And that's the connection phonetics makes that phonics never, ever makes. It can't make it because it studies alphabet letters through visual memorization. One other important point is this. We never show a card with a printed symbol on it from which we learn this phonogram's name and from which we learn to write it. That's asking vision to lead the way. We never do. We always speak our knowledge, and from there our other team members fall into place and perform as they should perform. That's a very important point.